Anywhere you go, you belong. Anywhere you say, anywhere.
Hi everyone, Marlene here from Uniquely Ella. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I want to also say welcome to my new subscribers and a big thank you to all the happy comments that you always leave on my videos. I really appreciate that. Well, today I'm hoping to keep this video a little as fast as I can, but I don't know if that's going to happen. But we'll see. I wanted to, first of all, share some happy mail that I got that I'm so excited about. And then since I'm at it, I am going to do, like, somebody had requested this a while back and I didn't blow the person off or anything, but I just forgot, really. And I want to kind of do like a little tour of my 2 Raskog cards from IKEA. They're super duper sturdy. These cards are like amazing, guys. I know that you guys know that. When they first came out, I don't know how long ago, but they came out like quite a while back. Then everybody like jumped on the bandwagon for them, like Joanne, Michaels, and I think the Container Store made some also, and Target made some also. And I have tried one from Target. I ended up passing it to someone else. But for my mixed media and for my craft room, I like the IKEA because it's they're very sturdy. They're like, I can't explain. They don't make them like that. They're super sturdy. I do have another cart that I'm going to do a little tour on. It's from Michael. It's rose gold. It's very pretty. But it's like my business cart. I'll show you that in a little bit. But these are like amazing, and if you don't have one and you've been like on the fence on getting one, guys, get it. I've had this for a very long time. I've had these for many, many years, and I whack them around and I push them all over the place, and they're still as good as new, and they hold so much. I'm going to show you really quick, but first let me show you the happy mail. Be right back. Okay, friends, so here's my happy mail, and guess what it is? It's another cart. And I love, like I said before, these Raskog cards. I love them. So let me see. Let me just double check. Even though I did get white, let me just double check and make sure that it is white. Oops. There it goes. Let me just see. I think it is. And the reason, oh yeah, it's white. Thank you, Jesus. It's white. Yes. And the reason that I wanted it white, I'm going to tell you when I do the big reveal on what I'm going to use this cart for, and I think it's a great idea. So I'll, when I reveal it and set it up and do the whole thing, I will tell you why I got white. Okay, guys, so let's get started on the tour. I'm not sure which cart I'm going to start first, but we'll do one cart at a time. And like I said, I'm going to quickly go through my different tiers and kind of like explain why it worked for me, and maybe you might get some ideas why it might work for you. Be right back. Okay, friends, so let's get this party started. First of all, I'm going to have more of my little Cuban coffee that I love. Look, it's got a little froth and everything on it. In about 10 minutes, you're going to hear me get super hyper. And that's okay, because I need that energy. So I'm going to start with this card. I call this like my paint card, but it really isn't. It's like whatever you want it to be card. But it's really like my paint card. And I'm going to go over, I hope I'm in frame, what I have in this top tier. This top tier, I try to keep what I use the most and often just up here, whatever that may be. So what I have here are, I found these little bins. See, first of all, these cards, you all know they come with so many like different accessories, things that you can hang, and pegboards, you name it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about later when I go to my business card. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my sister's card. But the reason I like these is mainly because they're not big. They're just very narrow and they can fit in any little corner. But once I start blinging it up with all the accessories, in my head, I did try that and I ended up giving it a lot away. It got too bulky, too much. It overwhelmed me. In this way, I made a promise to myself that whatever doesn't fit in these cards as far as mixed media, it's just I'm not getting it or something has to go out. But first of all, I want to acknowledge that what I have here, my room, everything that I have, material things. After all, what are material things? Material things. They can be replaced, whatever. The only thing that they cannot ever be replaced is our health. Material things are just material things, but that makes us humans happy. And I'm very grateful. Everything that I have, everything that I own, every single little pencil, every single little thing in this room is because God wanted to bless me. He has blessed me beyond what I would ever deserve to be blessed. Having said that, so thank you, Jesus. Thank you for my art supply. So having said that, I do want to say that I would say more than 50% of what you see here, what you see in my whole house, for that matter, it's been junking stuff. I love to junk. I like to either go to garage sales or estate sales or wherever I can go. Okay, so let's get started in closer look at all my blessings. Okay, I found these little bins. I think these were either the dollar store. I'm not sure where they're from, but I like them because they're pink and they hold a lot. So here I basically have 4 of them. And what I have mainly on them is like here I keep my scissors. You know these scissors that were like really in when we were scrapbooking? I still like them and I've got some really good ones. And some ones that are like a little bit, like a little bit more cheap, a little bit cheaper ones. But I like these, and I like to keep them someplace handy where I can see. And sometimes I do use them. If I don't use my tear ruler, I'll use that. So I like to keep them all out where I can just go over there and just grab one real quick and bring it to my work desk. And then here I have, guys, some of my color pencils. This is not all of my supplies. I do have a traveling art case and 2 traveling little things that go with the art case. And then the traveling little suitcase is mainly when I do like art journaling. I keep it, art journaling and Bible journaling, and I keep it next to my bed. And then my other 2 little cases, if you want me to do a tour on those 3 things and show you exactly what's in it, I will gladly do that. And that said, is my color pencils, they're not all here. Some are over there. My Copics are not here. I think I have like 1 or 2 Copics. I don't have a lot of Copics, but the ones that I do have that I really like are in my case. This is like my mixed media kind of junky stuff when I want to kind of make like a mess. I like to do this for some reason, guys, outside. I don't know why I like to do this outside. So when it gets cooler, usually the spring is not a good time because it's my busiest time in the garden. You see the coffee kicked in. But fall, I do like to work outside. So that's why I have that carry-on art thing. But here it's like really junky, not expensive stuff. Like a lot of garage sales and stuff like that. So here I keep a lot of my color pencils in this bin. And then this bin back here, I keep my markers, but kind of like a little bit of like my wonky markers. But I also keep some of my, like my Versamark pens. I have 2 of them, and I keep them here. These are like my specialty markers. I keep a few of my chalk markers here, and like my zig, like my photo zigs, which are like, the tip on these photo zig ones are more like a brush tip, and these are different, so I keep them here. These are, and I go through this I tried to go through the whole thing, which I went through it when I cleaned it, just like about an hour ago. I kind of tidied everything up because it was a mess, because I just kind of throw things on there. I get rid of stuff that's old, dry, doesn't work anymore, just get rid of it. So everything that's here kind of works. This one back here, I keep my cheapos, but I love these things. These are the Crayola markers. I love them. And they're not expensive. And I have, like, this whole bin is just them. Crayola markers. Here I keep my jelly pens, which, oh my God, you guys are going to see, I have jelly pens all over the place. I have some here, but most of my glitter ones are by my, they're in my business cart, and I'll show you later. But these are all my jelly pens that I can use here that I like. These are for the big chalk marker, and these are some other different Crayola, but these Crayola are thinner and they're all like, how do you say this? Iridescent or glittery like. I love these. They're so much fun. So that's what's here. And then here in this little tub, I needed like a little rectangular tub just to fit in there. And here I have all my zigs. And I had some other ones here. I think I had, did I already tell you guys what I had? I know I have my zigs and something else. I think some of my chalks, I'm not sure, but they're all in this little thing. And then in this little jar here that one of my friends made for me, I love it. I keep my 2 Copics that I really love. Some of my, this is great for right before you varnish, right before you finish a page. These are great to write on, especially if you do like a black, anything in black, and you write over this. It's wonderful because it's white, of course. And I have quite a few of them because I don't ever want to run out. And I'm always checking, making sure they're good, and I'm testing them. Here, this is my homemade modeling paste that we use for stenciling. I keep it here. And then in this little strawberry basket thing, I keep, I don't know why this stamp is here because I really want to use it. I love this stamp a lot. So I have it out so I can use it. I have a little scooper for paint and for this Martha Stewart concoction that I put together. It's like a glaze, and then she has this other thing called strokes. I make my own paints out of glaze because they're not cheap, and kind of like a imitation of golden. I love golden. Who doesn't? But I make my own glazes, and I need that measuring thing, and then just a few little straight line things, and then some little palette things. I've got some more over there. So that's what's in my first tier of this cart. So let's look at the wet stuff on the second tier. Be right back. Okay, friends. This is my second tier in this cart, and this is my favorite tier in this cart because it's got my inks that I love and my homemade paints and stuff that I love. So in this little basket, which is right in the front, I have my only pearlescent paints that I just love, 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 love. And then some of them I love so much that I have doubles. So whatever, if I were to find some in like this awesome estate sale, I'm not getting any until I use these up, or I can get rid of some of these. I'm just not. Whatever doesn't fit in here that's not pearlescent, I'm not getting. And let me see what else. Here, back here, this is one of my favorite. These are my inks. I love these inks because I love them. These are all, some of them I even got double. Some of my favorite color I even got triple. I just love them. This is perfect. And they don't go bad. I've had some. I have one back there. This one, I've had this forever. And it hasn't gone bad. And these are just awesome. I have some more back there. These are awesome for like when you want to get like drippish on a page. I call it drippish. It's wonderful for that. I love these. So that's why this is my favorite cart. And then my favorite one of these, the ink for me, is of course the black, because it's so dramatic on a page. It's oh, so beautiful. And I, of course, like the reds. I mean, every color, it's like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this is pure ink, so you get the, oh God, you get the essence of the color. In this little basket back here, I have my, just a few of my favorite pastels. Most of them are in my travel bag. So for my junkie, because I don't know why, I love to use these on my Bible journaling because, oh my God, they're just like, you can see through them and everything. I love it. So I kept a few basic ones here, like the black, a little pink, and the white. So I kept those here. I have found these Crayola twistable stick. This is so similar to this. I know these are very expensive, and I know these are like the cheaper ones, but they are amazing, amazing. I'll cover that in a little bit. And I love them. So this is kind of like in the same family, so I keep it together here. And then in this big little box back here, I think this was some kind of box that I, you know, glammed up a little bit just to make it look like artsy. See, I had like little hinges here, and I like this side. This is my favorite side. So here I have all my homemade goodness. I have my homemade glimmer mist, which I don't need to make. You'll see I have so much glimmer mist. But this I do with mica flakes and stuff. But this is all these spray ones are all my homemade glimmer mist. Then I have Martha Stewart. Like I say, I buy it by the gallon, and then I make my own. Like I think this is the glazing one. You know, I have a then she has like she has this thing. I don't know. Look it up. I don't know if it's still available. It's called Light Strokes, and it's different from her glazing medium because the Light Strokes has a little bit of a pearlescent, and there's a texture to it. I love it. The glazing medium is exactly like that. A glaze on a paint. When you mix ink or any kind of, or even acrylic, when you mix acrylic with glazing, with a glazing medium, what it does, it makes the paint translucent, like you can see through it depending on how much glaze you put in it. And also it's wonderful to blend one color with the other. It just blends beautifully if it has glazing medium in it. So I do, this is her finishing glaze. This is at the end, at the very end to seal it. But see, these are all my, and these are so much fun. Love it. So that goes back there. So let me show you the bottom tier, which I really, really, really love too. I'll be right back. Okay, friends, on the bottom tier of this cart, what we have is, let me move back a little bit. Here I keep a lot of like my wet paints. So let me just see if I can show you. Well, first of all, let's start in the front. I keep a lot, if not all, of my watercolor. And my watercolors are not like real expensive, and they're like the basic colors. They're not like the, you know, there's a lot of people now doing watercolors and selling them, and they got like real pretty colors. I have the basic colors, and they're not expensive at all because I have a master watercolor, but I love the look of watercolor. I keep a little wheel handy, color wheel. This is my latest acquisition, and I love it. They're watercolors, but they're all pearlescent, and I can't wait to use them. I already tried the pink, and I love how that looks. I can't wait to use this. This is like brand new. Let's go over here on the side. See, this is what I mean by the inexpensive watercolors. This one's also inexpensive, but a lot of fun. I have used this a lot, and I love it. This is all watercolor. Then I love these so much that I got two the Staedtlers, the watercolor pencils. I have, this one's like beat up, and this one, I think this was the newer one because, you know, I think I got this one right before, like during COVID, like in the beginning of COVID, I got like a panic attack. I was going to run out of supplies like I would. So I got me another one of these. They always come in handy. Let me see, is there anything in the back? Yep, there is. I got two more of the El Cheapo watercolor, which is this one that I've never used. This is like probably from a child or something. And then this one, which I have used, and it's nice. So this is all like watercolor. These are watercolor pencils, which are different than watercolor. They're like awesome. I love this. These are awesome. And down here what I have, let me show you real quick. Here I keep a lot of my acrylic paints, you know, like the acrylic paints. I mean, these used to be like 40 cents. Now they're probably like $1 something. But I have every color in the rainbow, except I don't have a lot of white here or black, because those colors I keep, to be honest, it's cheaper to buy the half a gallon or the quart and just pour them in here, because they're expensive when they're in these little bottles. But I do keep, you know, all the different colors for whatever little project I'm doing, for even things like around the house, not necessarily, you know, not necessarily just for painting. So let me show you here. This one, I have more here, and whatever I cannot fit in here, I'm not buying anymore. Whatever doesn't fit in this thing, I'm just not buying anymore. I probably can fit like a couple more, and I did go through these, and these are all good. These are all good, fresh, ready, you know, nothing's dried or anything. That's that. And then here I have, let me just show you. These are all my daubers, or my daubers wannabe. And I have regular, the Adirondack daubers, and I've checked on all of these and they're all good, because what I do, I have like some of them that I have used a lot. When I only have like a little bit left, these are my distress ones. For some reason, I don't know if this happened to you guys or not, but the Tim Holtz distress little paint things, I love Tim Holtz. We all love Tim Holtz. We just love Ranger. We just love everything he does. But the distress stuff dries out too fast. I don't know if it's because it's a chalk-based product, but it dries out. I had to return a whole bunch of the distressed little, I'll show you in a little bit, and they send me new ones back, which I was very happy. That's excellent customer service. But guys, they dried up again, so I wasn't going to pester them again. They dried up within like weeks, because after opening, it's incredible. So I'm not going to buy those anymore. The ones that I do have over there, they are still active and they still have fluid, so those are good. But the Tim Holtz Ranger Distress little daubers, just to be on the safe side, see, this is very fluid, just to be on the safe side, I do cover the sponge with a little plastic, but only on the Distress, the Ranger, because since I had that experience with the paint, I didn't want to risk it. But yeah, these are all my daubers. These are my stains. All my different stains. I only got 4. And then this is from the dollar store. They're little daubers, but they're from the dollar store. I have 2 of them. So that's my wet media thing. Okay, so let's jump into the other cart, and I'll show you real quick what I have there. Okay, friends, now in cart number 2, what I have is more of my mediums. I do have some little paints in the bottom and stuff. I'll show you in a little bit, but mainly is my media and my goldens, which I love. And to be honest, the goldens are the only thing that I did invest on. Some of the things that you see, like a lot of the supplies I haven't, but the goldens I have because I love goldens. Here in the top, I keep things that are really utilitarian, you know, that I really need all the time. And basically I have like little bins here. For the little bins, I chose these little buckets that I just love. And then in this bucket right here, I have a couple of things that I use as cards, like, you know, to scrape the paint or whatever. These I found, I forgot, I think Tuesday morning or something. And then some of my little sponges. And this is that paint remover thing that is like magic. I don't know how they do that, but it's awesome. And then here I have just my water jar thingy. And I'm going to see if I can insert a clip real quick. That is the reason why I need a door for my studio. And I do put these cards next to each other, and I cover them up with a blanket or a towel or something. I cover them up. And the cat still does that. And he loves these brushes. He'll pick on them. He'll pick whatever he wants. Let me just move back a little bit so you can see the brushes. He'll pick them, and then he'll make like a little trail all the way up to the door of the mudroom, and then he'll slide him under the door of the mudroom. every morning, like saying, look, I got to them again. So he is a little rascal. So where did I leave? Yeah, my brush story. So I did that. I told you that already. I have a water bottle here. I have my little paper towel holder that I made, and it has like a really pretty, I don't know if you can see it, but I blinged it up. I painted it pink, and it has like this really pretty, let me see if I can get it out and show you real quick. These are some of my palettes. I got like 2 of these, 2 of the white ones, and then 2 little ones. These do come in handy. But I blinged up my little, oops, let me put it back on. I blinged up my little paper towel holder, which turned out so cute. I think it turned out really cute. I have here on the towel stopper, I put a tiny little, I don't know if you can see that. It's not showing. Let me see if I can get it to focus and show you. It's not showing, but I have a little pearl thing here, and then I went ahead and I blinged at the top so it looks really pretty, and I keep that right here, and I use this a lot, and I go through this a lot because not only for my mixed media but just for extra things in my room. I use it all the time. And guys, look what I found. Okay, so let me show you this pretty little thing. See how pretty that is? I love it. Okay, so I keep that up here just for pretty, so I can just look at it. So on this top tier, let me just show you real quick what I have here. I have 2 little pouches, and in this pouch I keep, this is mainly all of my oils. I don't particularly love oils. I don't work a lot with oils. I don't know, I don't know, I just haven't gotten the hang of it. They don't blend well, but I do play with them sometimes, just like on, you know, a yucky page or something. I have some of my oil crayons. In this pouch right here, I keep some of my graphite stuff. Like, I have some loose stuff down here that I like my stubbies and my blenders. Right here, where am I? I'm not in focus. And then some of my favorite eraser and just all kinds of stuff. But I love all these pencils. I love them. They're all like my graphite. And then this is the one that I take with me sometimes. But you know how when you don't want to use something because you love it so much? This one, I love it like that. Okay, sorry, I did get it open. And these are like my stubbies, but in like, they're not pencils. I love these. For some reason, these, when you put them on and you blend them, they blend really well. I love these. Then I have my little stubbies back here just for this one box to erase or blend or whatever I'm going to do. Where's my, right here. So I really like this box. So, but I tried to keep them all in that, inside that graphite envelope. And then these are all my oils. This is like a cheapo oil that I picked up somewhere. I've never even used it. I picked it up, must have picked it up in a garage sale. These are my chalks. So this is the only oil. The rest I think are chalks. This doesn't go here. This is the watercolor pencils that I showed you. They were in that other cart. So that goes in the other cart. But these are my chalks, and I love these chalks for anything. Sometimes I work with clay, like that paper, that air clay. And if you want to, like, let me show you. I have it right here. Let me show you, for example, how I use them. See? Their little cheeks. I made these a while back. But you see their little cheeks, how cute? You see the color? I did that with the chalks, but you know, I put a glaze on it afterwards, so that's sealed in there. You can also use like hairspray, but the paper mache, all this is done with all that mixed media art that you saw there. So, but I'm not just saying that you can use them just for that. There's a lot of uses for them, but I love them and I like to make a mess with them, and they're here. I have more. I think these are also the oils, which I don't think I've ever even used this. Yeah, I have. These are more of the oils that belong with the other oils that they're not my favorite. And then down here I have more chalks, and I love this. I have like another box of chalks that I really love. Let me show you real quick. You stand up. This one. I love that one. These are also pastels, but I have another box. Oh, I just love these so much. This is the original. This was my original box. And this has like every color you can think of that you would ever need in your life. But I still ended up getting more. I love these. And I have a couple of graphites down here that are the black ones. Can you see that? The black ones. But I love this box. So I keep that all the way in the back. And I had a rubber band on it because it keeps opening up. And I don't want to drop this, because if I drop this and they break, I'm going to get a heart attack. So back to my little bucket bins. I keep a water bottle, my brushes. These are like, they're not expensive brushes except for my kabuki or whatever you call it brush. This is a nice brush, and it had my cat. It had like this beautiful golden seal here. He tore that up, but I love that brush. And these are just like my little bit of my better brushes. These are my cheapo brushes back here that I keep in this little bucket. Some of my more inexpensive brushes. Some things for texture and stuff like that. But these are a little bit of my better brushes. And then this is like my texture that I use for texture and blending and picking up stuff and, you know, mixing paint. And my brayers, I have a little one and I have two big ones. Nail filer in case I gotta, these things I love. I use them, I'm sure they're not for that, but probably got them at Home Depot or something. And I use them for texture. I have this to blend paint. I love this tool also. And then, you know, just some basic, you know, little spatula tools and stuff. Okay, so now let's move to the second tier of this cart. I'll be right back. Okay, friends, in the second tier of this cart, I would probably have to say this is like my most valuable tier, because I keep, my Goldens are here. But these are all my texture medium type of thing. This is all Goldens, everything Goldens is in here, which I love. And this is what motivated me. A lot of the glazes from the Golden, the ones that have this little stroke on it, these are the glazes. And I wanted every color they had, so I started. And then I'm like, no, this is getting too expensive. And so I went on YouTube and I learned how to make my own glazes out of that Martha Stewart glaze. And I love it. And so I haven't really bought any more glazes because I learned how to make my own. I have clear gel. I have heavy gel. I have, this is the glass bead gel. This is still good. I've had it for a while and it's still good. I have some other texture ones back there somewhere. This is the soft gloss, which I have a generic one in there and it works just as well. But if you notice that I do try to, this is a blending gel. This is wonderful. This is kind of like a glaze. Remember that I told you that the glaze is good to mix one paint with the other, to go from one paint to the other. But this is in a gel base, and I have not been able to rig up, you know, the gel one. But I have it, and if it works, I mean, I have it and it's still soft and it works. This big one is, I don't really use this that much because it is a kind of like a gel also. You mix it up in there and it's like a creamy type of a gel. But I don't really use it that much. I have a glazing that I use, and then on my stuff that I want to fix, I have a fixer back there that I sprayed on, or I can use hairspray. But I have it. And what this does, let's say you finish a page or you finish like a spread or something and you glaze it, you know, you put a varnish on it, and then whatever you put on top of that doesn't blend in or bleeds or anything into whatever you have underneath. So if you don't think you're finished with something, you can use this. And when I use this, I put I let it dry, you know, overnight or whatever, a couple of nights, and then I put a little bit of talc, baby powder, and I just rub it on, and then I brush it off, and that prevents my pages from sticking. That's why you got to be careful with these varnishes, because sometimes, you know, they make your, you know, your page stick. I have some gesso in black, but I also have gesso in white somewhere back there. This is another glazing medium, but you know, guys already know that I make my own. But this is another one. This is very glossy. It's not as, the one I make is not as glossy. This is a translucent, also like a blending type of translucent, which is kind of like a glaze, but this one is like, you can't even see it. It's not as glazy. It's the opposite of the glossy one, but it's not matte. I can't explain it. This is another gloss medium. Another varnish, like if I didn't have enough varnishes. This is the fixative, but I use hairspray most of the time. What do I have back here? This is Martha Stewart. These are my decoupage. Let me just kind of turn the card around. It'll be easier. These are my decoupage. This is Martha Stewart decoupage. This is like all the Mod Podge. I think this one is the matte, and this one's not the matte. They're all like water-based or whatever. And then these are all my fabric stiffeners. All of them. I have Fabric Fusion. This is like glue for fabric. This is wonderful. This is how I made my bag. Let me show you real quick. And I use the Fabric Fusion to glue this on, because I didn't want to sew. It was going to be real hard to sew. So this is an example where you will use your fabric glue. It's just like regular glue, but it's for fabric, and really it won't come off. This is all my fabric stiffeners for when I make flowers, which I'm way overdue. This is also fabric glue. This is all my stiffeners right here. All of these, which I'm way overdue for, to do some more flowers. Okay, so now the last tier, and we're almost done. Okay, friends, this last tier is my glimmer, basically my glimmer mist stuff. Here I keep, these are like doggy type of mats, and I keep them, I still use some of this, I still use this on top. This is where I catch, this is just something, these are just blank papers that I was working on. Paper that I work on, I keep it here. I don't throw this paper away because I can always use that for collages and stuff like that. But underneath the wax paper, I still like to use something that's waterproof, and I use the doggy little mat things. So I keep some of that on the bottom. And then down here, I just keep some handy dandy. These are my, I don't know why they're here. I have another place, if you want me, I'll give you a little tour of that. I have another cart where I keep some of my stamps, but for some reason on top of that cart, I keep all of my art journals. My junky art journals. But I keep these two here in case I don't want to walk all the way over there, and I have it all in one cart. And these are things that I want to bind, that I want to turn into a journal. Most of them are all gesso, and some of them I have started doing some collages and things, and some stenciling and things. But I want to add more things, or play with paint, or, you know, whatever, just to get it out of your system whenever you want to play. I have these loose pages. This one I also started. I don't think I have anything on here, but the pages are all prepped. They are all gesso and ready to go. So I like to keep like my all ready to go gesso things separated, so I don't have to spend time gessoing stuff and drying it, and then I'm going to start painting. So I don't do that. I have these that are loose, and then I have this that I want to bind. These I call them art cards, because they're cards, but they came out of a book. They came off a book. And I gotta find a creative way to bind them, and I want to bind them in this little thing because I love it. I went on a crazy thing one time where I learned, I already forgot, but I learned how to miter corners like that, and I went crazy. I did so many napkins. I did napkins for everybody. I did all these books, and there's a trick to doing that, and I know I forgot. I'll probably have to look it up if I want to do it again. But anyway, this little cover I want to use for these art cards, But like I said, they're not really cards. They belonged in some kind of a book, and I took them all out. So I gotta find a way that I can use the little holes and bind them somehow, using the little holes and then opening a little hole on the cover. I don't know, I gotta find like a tricky way to bind some of these. But these are already either they have paper that you can like ready to work, or they have been gessoed and they're like ready to work. Like I can just pick this up and start painting or making a mess or doing whatever I want. They're already ready. I don't have to prime or prep anything. And that's what I keep here. So I just keep those two little things in case I get the urge and I don't want to go somewhere to pick it up. Okay, the last here I keep, these are my puffy paints, which I'm not buying or getting anymore. I went through them and I had two that were old and I got rid of them. They're all puffy paint and they're a lot of fun to use. They're great for flowers. I've never used them on fabric, so I don't know, but they're great for flower. And my favorite one is the puffy paint in the glittery. I love it. And they do take a long time to dry, so if you're not in a hurry, they're good. But if you want to jump from one thing to the other, no, you have to let this rest. So those are my puffy paints. Jesus, please don't allow me to get any more. Okay, there's one other thing that was on top of the Glimmer Mist that I want to share with you, and that's this little tray. This little tray has the only 4 working De-Stress Crackle paints. Like I said, these De-Stress Crackle paints, I don't know if they have discontinued them or not, but they dry out super fast. These are the only 2, and they're like maybe almost drying. So I don't know. These are they're not puffy paints. They're paints, but they're more paints like metallic, and they got the little tiny little opening on front and the top. But these are all metallic. These are all like metallic glittery kind of looking things. And then but you know, with the smaller opening, if you want to just get like a little area done, you will use these. These back here I really love. These are more inks. I love inks, but these inks have the very tiny little top instead of the dropper, and instead of the spray that I have, this is just like a tiny little drop. And I have just 4 basic colors, just the basic colors that I like. This is just a random chalk paint that I don't know why it's there. And then these are 2 of the Tatter Angels, my 2 favorite color, which is the pink and the aqua, but these you would dip with the pencil, with the brush in there. These I love to write on with these. This is the fine line, and I like to use one for black and one for white. And I usually, guys, unless if you use these or these, I had a whole bunch of these, I only have 3 left. If you use these, are for like, you can literally write with acrylic paint or with the ink. You put a little bit of ink in here and it's like a pencil, you can literally write. But the thing with these, because the tip is so tiny, like thin, like nothing tip. Let me show you. Let me see if I can open this one up. See? It's like nothing. Unless you put this tip in, and then let me show you how it closes. See, this is the tip. Let me see if it's showing it. See, this is the tip, and how you close it is like this. But unless you put this right away in hot water, like a little hot water with a little soap, I just don't do well. They all get clogged, and I love them so much, but they just get clogged. So these are a little bit more expensive than these. I think this must be like a bakery thing. I don't know. I always keep, and I have another baggie in my traveling bag, art bag, where I have more, but I keep these here. And if I'm not good at putting them in water and soap right away, so I use just enough ink, whatever ink I'm going to use. If I pour extra ink, I'll put it back. And if I don't put it in soap and hot water right away, I just throw it away. So that's that one. Okay, guys. Down here I have my Glimmer Mist, and I love Glimmer Mist because they last forever. Forever and ever and ever. These are all my Glimmer Mist. Some I have double because you can tell that I've never used this one because this is my favorite. It's the gold. So I'm going to start, I need to start using these on my journals. Just put a look at this. Look how gorgeous this color is. Isn't that beautiful? So these are my Glimmer Mist. These are also Glimmer Mist, but they're from this other company. These are Glimmer, what are these? Yeah, Tatter Angels. I don't know if these people are still around, but I'm telling you, these are like 10 years old and they're still good. And it says that it's a water base, but it almost, to me, I don't know, like an alcohol. I don't know. They don't even go bad. They don't get hard. They don't anything. It's amazing. So I like these. I'm telling you, some of these are like 10 years old and they're still good. These are the Lindy Stamp Gang, and these are also the same thing, but it's, you know, except Lindy does it. They call them Starburst or Starburst. And they have another one that I don't love. The Starburst are just like the Glimmer Mist that I love, but they have Moon something. This one, Moon Shadow Mist, which is nice. I only have like 2 or 3 of them. They don't have a lot of glimmer, but they're iridescent kind of. They're nice, but I don't have a whole lot. I just mainly like love Glimmer Mist, and then I went and got the Glimmer Mist from Lindy Stamp Gang. Also, though, oh, what are these back here? No, I already showed you my homemade Glimmer Mist. These are more like the metallic. These are more like paints. These are more like paint, but they're paint like brand name paints. Basically paint sprays, but they're brand names. And then what do I have here on the side? Let me put this down over here. Here I have more same thing, the Moon Shadow. These are more of the sprays that I like. This I've had forever and I love this stuff. But these are just more of the sprays that I couldn't fit over there. But see, I have the stains. These are some of the stains and paints and ink sprays. That's what these are. So that's all down here. And guys, that's it. That's it. Those are my 2 carts that I use for mixed media. And that's it. I have another cart I would like to show you, which is, I think it's cute, and it's my business card where I keep all my Etsy information and how I kind of organize everything. And I think I'm going to do that in a separate video because this will be too long. Well, I hope you got some ideas and tips, and I hope you like what you saw. And if there's anything that you want me to spend a little bit more time on, or anything I spoke off that you want to see more in depth, let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. God bless. Bye-bye.